All right. Today is Sunday, January 20th, 2013. Today is the end of the championship games. I'm here with my friend Matthew, Brandon, and we're going to discuss some things about the last few hours we went through watching these games and what's unfolded throughout this year. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Niners and the Falcons game. What do you think about that, Matt?
It was a good game. I mean, final score was 28-24, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was it. I mean, Matt Ryan, he did his thing, and Colin Kaepernick did his thing. It just turned out that Colin did more. I mean, I do like the game.
Well, I was kind of it was nerve-wracking after they went down 14 or 17 to nothing, I believe. 14. And I was worried that Atlanta was gonna take it. I didn't really want Atlanta to win after what they did to Seattle, because Seattle should have won that game. But
Yeah,
then
Seattle should have.
and then the Niners kind of just did what the Seattle did, but they finished it. They didn't let them drive on that final drive, and put the game away with that deflection with a minute or so left.
I mean, that was a good defensive stand by San Francisco at the very end of the game. They started getting to Matt Ryan. Then finally got fourth down. They didn't convert that fourth down conversion. That's what sealed the game.
But I know that Colin Kaepernick only had 2 rushes for, I believe, 21 yards, which is, or 40 46 or something, I believe. And they ran 51. San Francisco ran 51 plays. Atlanta ran 66, and Atlanta still lost, even behind their 21 passing touchdowns compared to 11 passing touchdowns of San Francisco. So the rushing game was a big deal in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't make stops, man, that's how you gonna lose a ball game. Because I mean, there was 477 yards that Atlanta had, and San Francisco only had 373. So I mean, Atlanta by far had more yards, but
But look at that rushing yards.
yeah.
29 attempts on 149 yards. You can't win ball games like that.
Mm-mm.
But look how many times Matt Ryan threw that ball. 42 times. 30 or 42.
A lot of passing.
His arm's got to be tired. He's going to be icing up.
I mean, at the very end of the game, he got hit, and his arm looked like it was giving out. I think it was his right shoulder. I think they're looking into that and see what's wrong with him still. I'm not really sure what's happening. He's going to have to get MRI soon.
And there was also 3 turnovers in this game. 1 by San Francisco and 2 by Atlanta. One was a fumble and one was an interception by Atlanta. Then the 49ers had a fumble.
Yeah, but Colin didn't give nothing up. He didn't have no interceptions.
Nah, he played a pretty solid straight game. You
Played
can't.
solid all year.
Well, he only came into week 13 against the Bears, I believe, on Monday Night Football.
He done what he needed to do.
I mean, if he goes and wins the Super Bowl, it'd be crazy.
But I would like to see Baltimore win the Super Bowl. One last stand for Ray Lewis.
I mean, it's a nice story, but it's also a nice story if Colin Kaepernick wins.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it's affected the game for Ray Lewis. He's been in there 17 years. He's gave it everything he wanted. He's got 1 ring. Colin's young. He has more time. This is Ray's year. I feel it.
I don't know. Well, speaking of Ray Lewis, we'll switch on over to the Niners and not the Niners, the Ravens and the Patriots game. What was the final score of that game, Matthew?
28-13.
28-13. And I believe New England had the lead at halftime.
New England did.
It
started off, it was a slow game at the very first of it, but there was just, nobody was trying to score, just field goals. And then finally, Ray Rice finally put up the first points for Baltimore. And after that, Joe Flacco just put Baltimore in his hands. And I think he had 2 touchdown passes to Anquan Bolden.
I'm telling you, I feel like he's like a Jake Delhomme.
You know Jake Delhomme. He's not.
I'm trying to tell you right now.
He's done so much more better than Jake Delhomme. I mean, Jake Delhomme, don't get me wrong, he was a good quarterback when he was young. And with the Panthers. He took them to the Super Bowl, I know.
Yeah, just like now. He's had some good years.
Joe Flacco, he's young, he's 28 years old. He has the most playoff victories of any of the youngest players. He's doing pretty good for himself, and I just think it's that time for them to finally get that win, you know? Ray Rice get that, Joe to get it, and Quan to get it. Everybody's going to be getting it. It's 3 years.
I guess we'll have to see in 2 weeks.
He doesn't make that defensive stop, what Baltimore's good at. I mean, don't get me wrong, San Francisco has a great defense. So does Baltimore. So
Patrick Wilson.
You're going to have two of the best middle linebackers that the NFL's ever seen in one game.
Yeah. You think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
It's going to be a good defensive stop.
So it sounds like low-scoring.
Yeah.
Well, no one wants to watch a low-scoring game.
I'm thinking 23-13 final score.
23-13?
23-13.
23-13 in favor of?
Baltimore.
Trying to tell you. Kaepernick's going to get it done. It's it'd be crazy for him to win.
It'd be a cool story. Looks like something they could make a movie out of.
Yeah. It'd be like The Blind Side.
But, I mean, also, they could make a movie out of Ray Lewis' whole career, you know? Win when he's young, and then he can still win when he's old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been having a great postseason so far. Playoffs, he's been doing great. Just the Broncos game, how many tackles did he have? 17, I think. A lot of tackles. He did good. He did great.
I know in this game he had 11 and 6 solo. I know Patrick Willis had more tackles than he did. Patrick Willis was everywhere.
Patrick Willis is younger.
So you're saying Ray has lost a step?
Ray has lost a lot of steps. Ray ain't the same boy he was when he was 25. I'll tell you that. He's not as fast. He's not as strong. I'm just saying, I think Baltimore's defense can get it done when it's all said and done. The 49ers, Colin has never played a defense like Baltimore's defense before. They have great quarterbacks. We have good defensive ends, defensive tackle. We have good linebackers. So I mean, it's gonna be just defensive stops.
That sounds like a boring game.
I don't think it's gonna be a shootout.
No, it might not be a shootout, but I mean I'm still gonna enjoy it because it is the Harbaugh brothers in the Super Bowl. So I mean, if you were the parents, you'd be like, well, at least one of my sons is gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true.
So and plus it'd be the best thing ever facing your brother in the Super Bowl. I mean, what kind of?
Yeah.
It's like I think it's the first time in NFL history. I'm sure it has to be. It just has to be. I wouldn't know of any other time. But moving on past the Super Bowl, from the teams who didn't make the playoffs, who do you think is going to make the playoffs?
In the 2013-14 season?
Yep.
I think the Eagles will they'll do better than they did this year by a lot.
Don't tell me you're gonna say they're gonna make the playoffs.
I think the Eagles will get playoffs. I also think that the Carolina Panthers will get at least close to it.
They did finish 7-9.
They're gonna get some good draft picks. Somebody to help Cam Newton. You're still gonna have Greg Olsen doing his thing at tight end. Have Steve Smith, if he's not gonna, depending on when he retires. I think he still has about 3 years left in the bag though. And I mean, they're probably gonna draft some wide receivers. I mean, because as you saw, their defensive ends, they did good. Greg Hardy, he did good for himself. Then you had Luke Kuechly. I mean, look at that. Look how many tackles he had.
Luke Kuechly, he led the NFL.
Exactly, and he was a rookie. So imagine what he's on. I mean, I hope people don't. I mean, I hope he does what he did this year and does it better. Has more tackles. I hope he don't just slow down. You know, just had a breakout season and that's it.
Kind of like Cam Newton did.
I don't want him to be no Peyton Hillis or anything like that. I mean, all shout
Madden
outs
12 cover.
I mean, speaking of Peyton Hillis, the Chiefs, he needs to get off that roster.
And he's coming to the Panthers.
He needs to get away from that. I promise you, the Chiefs ain't gonna go nowhere in life.
I think they finished with the worst record.
Most likely.
Well, they did beat the Panthers though too. So.
Yeah, I mean, but even back and get, the Panthers did beat the Saints though, twice.
Yeah, the Saints started off pretty rough.
The Panthers beat the Falcons too, and look where the Falcons made it this year, you know. So I think the Panthers are going to have a lot of power. I can see Cam Newton leading a big march in 2013-14 season.
So, a team that I think will make the playoffs next year. Well, I mean, I thought the Giants and I thought the Steelers would make it, but they didn't. And I feel like it's about that time for the Cowboys if Robert Griffin III doesn't repeat, which it's kind of hard to say. And now they got a year's film on them.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But
as long as RG3 can get to a full recovery, the Redskins will be able to do a lot, I think. I mean, because you're going to have Brian Arakpo back after he has his surgery and all that good stuff. He'll be back full health. He'll be returned. He's a good outside for them. And you got to have RG3. I mean, he had ACL and LCL surgery. He's out there covered from that. I mean, look at Adrian Peterson. He had an ACL surgery and he had the best year of his life. About broke the Russian yards in one season.
that is true.
What was he, 9 off?
It was really close. I'd be upset.
I mean, it was close for him. I mean, I think next year, the Vikings, I think they're going to make a lot of noise.
The Vikings?
The Vikings will make a lot of noise.
Yeah, but, well, I was hoping they'd beat the Packers in the first round of the playoffs, but it didn't happen like that.
No, you just got to get someone else besides Christian Ponder in there.
Someone else in there besides Christian Ponder? But they believe in Christian.
I don't.
You
I
don't?
believe in Adrian. I believe in Adrian Peterson.
Well, how do you not believe in Adrian Peterson? He's Adrian Peterson.
No, I believe in Adrian Peterson. That's what I said.
Oh.
But Christian Ponder, I'm not believing in him just because, I mean, don't get me wrong, he can make some deep passes. I like it, but I just think you got to do some other stuff besides that.
I mean, I don't think he's no franchise quarterback, but he's no Peyton Manning or Tom Brady.
I mean, not the average person is.
No. So you're saying that they need to replace Christian Ponder, and then they'll step up.
I think that they should get a better quarterback.
Well, hey, think about it. Alex Smith might be in free agency.
Alex Smith may be in free agency. I don't think the Niners will sign him back just because they could do so much more. They could just get a free agent quarterback to back up Colin because...
Well, I don't think Alex will want to stay there.
No, he wouldn't because he kind of just got booted to the side.
So, imagine that. I mean, if he went to the Vikings, that'd be great. You got freaking Jared Allen still there.
Chad Greenway.
Oh yeah, I forgot about he's a beast.
You got a lot.
And handing the ball to AP.
You can make some
It'd be kind of like what he had in San Francisco. Frank Gore.
Percy Harvin.
That's true.
I'll make some noise, I'm telling you.
Well, call it right there. That's a prediction right there. Alex Smith to the Vikings.
Now, Brandon, what do you think about all the Rudy rule or whatever? You know what I'm talking about? About this all the staff getting hit about that, all that talk.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
All the diversity and all that good stuff.
Diversity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for staffs?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen they got to hire more of African American besides white people or something. Besides just white people, which, I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you don't think they're going to be right for your team, you shouldn't have to hire them.
Yeah, you should be able to choose what you want to choose.
But you understand.
Some people ain't fit for the job, and some people are.
I mean, I don't care what color you are, but if you get the job done, you get the job done.
Get the job done. That's just how it works. I mean, look at. I mean, they're all different. They're all different kinds in the NFL. I mean, you got white coaches. You got African American coaches. You got Spanish coaches. Like Ron Rivera, I'm pretty sure he's
something. All right, well, that's where we're going to wrap up here for the day on our ENSC AFC Championship game recaps and our predictions for next year. We'll talk to you guys another day. Take care. Say bye, Matthew.
See y'all guys.